So this is my third time recording this. The first time it was way too dark, and the second time I chopped off like all up here. So I'm doing this again, and it's gonna be perfect this time. So anyway, hi guys, I'm MalibuSkyy, and I'm gonna do a little Q&A, because that's what furry YouTubers do, right? For all these questions on Instagram, and I got a lot of them, which I was kind of surprised about. So thank you guys for your awesome questions, and I'll just dive right into it. So that wolf boy Alex asks, who are your favorite artists and suit makers? Well, I have a video of my top 10 favorite suit makers. It's changed a little bit since then, but overall my favorites will always be Autumn Fallings, Phoenix Nest, Attitude, That's Furred Up, and More for Less. And then as for favorite artists, I really love Jinxsis, who's the one that originally designed Malibu, and she's done a lot of wonderful art for me, and she really undercharges, so you should go check her out and tell her to charge more for her art. And then also there is Artcore, who I really love that style, and I love the shirt that I picked up from them at BLSC. And also Arky Larky. I have gotten so much art from her, and I love every single piece, and yeah, definitely amazing. Go check her out. And I just love so many artists, but those are the ones that I could think of off the top of my head, but I've commissioned a lot of art, and I love all of it. The Cardboard Queen asks, what's the inspiration behind your character? Well, I didn't actually design Malibu, or create her, or commission her. I bought her secondhand off of Jinxsis, who I mentioned earlier. So I didn't come up with any inspiration for her, though I assume that she was inspired by more tropical regions, as with her color and her name implies, but yeah, and that goes to any of the questions that ask me what the inspiration was behind her and how I chose her colors and everything. I didn't. I actually didn't design most of my characters because I'm just not really creative with character design, and I love the designs that other people come up with, so I usually end up buying my characters secondhand, Malibu included. Ash has depression, which I really hope that that's just a username and you actually don't, and if you do, you seek help for it. They have 3 questions, so I'm going to read them out now. What is your favorite fursuit friend? I actually hate choosing best friends or favorite friends, even when I was a kid and my best friend was the whole craze. I just think it's unfair to every other friend, and I love all of my friends equally, so I don't have a favorite fursuit friend. I love all of my furry friends, fursuit or otherwise. So yeah, sorry if I got preachy there or anything. How many suits do you have? Just the one right now, that's Malibu, but I have 2 that are paid for and on their way. One of them is my main fursona, Skedaddle. She's a chow chow, she's super happy and excitable, and she will be made by Mini Boss Mascots, at least her head will be. She's going to be kind of a Frankenstein suit where all the pieces are made by different makers. It's going to be cool. And the other one is Archie. He is actually the character that I had before I really knew what a furry was. He's very old, he means a lot to me, and he is going to be made by More for Less into a partial finish this fall. Woo, exciting. And the last question was, do you like ice cream? And yes, I love ice cream. Mint chocolate chip is my favorite, but I will pretty much eat anything. I love ice cream. I got a lot of questions on will you be at this con or that con, and basically the answer is no, unless the con in question is MFF 2017, Further Confusion 2017, and any other further confusions, because it's my local con, I'm probably always going to be there. BLFC is also a probable one, because it is one I can drive to, even though the dates next year are not convenient in the least. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make it, but yeah. Otherwise, I probably won't be at the convention, unless you want to pay for my room and my flights and everything. But yeah, otherwise I won't be there. The Blue Shadow Wolf asks, why is your suit so cute? I don't know. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. Common Fur, which, hi friend, they ask, if you could own anyone else's suit, who would it be and why? Well, I've always loved Rowdy, the Shiba Inu made by Autumn Fallings. I just think that suit is like the pinnacle of cute, and it's been up for sale a couple times, and I'm just so sad that I could never afford it. Maybe if he goes up for sale one more time, I'll be able to get him, which I would love, 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 because he is so cute. Love that suit. Another one that comes to mind is Ash, who is one of Atlas Inu's suits. He's the kind of shy little deer, and I got to see him at BLFC. And he is just so cute, and he looks like he'd be a really fun character to play. That kind of like little shy, nervous demeanor seems really cute. So yeah, that would be a fun suit to own, or at least wear at some point. Atlas Inu hit me up. 21 Blind Pilots asked, how long have you been a furry? I have been a furry for a little more than 2 years now, which isn't very long compared to some people, but it's the longest I've been in a fandom, I think. Yeah. Woo! Slimy Fur asks, what species is your suit, and why did you choose that species? Malibu, despite popular belief, is not a pancan. She is a toucan griffon, and was actually created before pancans even existed. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I don't have anything against pancans, she just isn't one. She's a toucan griffon, basically how a normal griffon is a lion and an eagle. She's a toucan, and I like to say a jaguar, but I don't really know. Some other kind of cat. And once again, I didn't make her, so I didn't choose that. But there's actually quite a few other toucan griffons. All of them are super original and cool. They're really cool species. Scary Breakfast asked, how did you obtain this suit? That's a good question. I saw her for sale on Twitter, and around that time, Autumn Fallings had opened up for commissions, and I transferred a bunch of money from my savings to my checking, just in case I got a slot, because I sent in a bunch of characters. And of course I didn't, because it's so hard to obtain slots from them. So I had this money transferred over, and I saw it for sale, and I'm like, that is a gorgeous suit, I'd love to own that. And I saw the dimensions of it, I'm like, I would actually fit in that, which doesn't usually happen for me, because I have a really big head. I have a 24-inch head, and a lot of suit heads won't fit me, which kind of keeps me from buying them. I was like, that'll fit me. So I messaged Jinx, and I was like, I'm considering buying the suit. And she was like, hey, it's still available, no one else has wanted to buy it. So if you want to, hit me up. And I thought about it for the rest of the day. And that night, I decided, yep, I'm going to buy that. And I sent her the money, and she was shipped to me a week later. And that's how I got Malibu. Dyson Wolf asked, who are your fursuit crushes? I have so many fursuit crushes. It's ridiculous. So my top ones will always be Kai, Bravalo, Rabertooth, Iroh, Atlas, and Bliss. Muffin Makes asks, who made your suit and how long have you been dancing, because you're really good? Thank you, first of all. That's Bird Up made my suit, and I've been dancing for about 3 years now. And that's just like in my bedroom with headphones in, dancing along to whatever songs I like. And yeah, I've been pretty much doing that every night for going on like 3 years now. And that's the only training I've had. I've had no professional training, so yeah, that's my recommendation. Just keep grooving and dancing along to beats and songs that you like. And yeah, I still don't consider myself good, but I've definitely been improving, which is really fun to see. Stardust Soda Paws asks, favorite moment fursuiting, and what's your worst moment fursuiting? Let's see. I usually do most of my fursuiting like in my backyard, so I don't have much opportunity for like good and bad moments. Some of my most standout moments are from BLFC. Would be like going up the snowy mountain to film and the desert to film with Fjord Frost. Those are definitely good moments when I got to take her to the river and take those pictures and film. That was really fun. And I really loved dancing on stage at BLSC at the dances. That was really cool. And then least favorite moments were when I try and push myself too hard when recording dance videos. I had a time when I was like, I need to get these out because I'm not going to have any more time to film, and I would do like 3 in a row with barely any breaks, and I would get to the point where I would almost pass out. That was really not good. Don't do that to yourself, especially in a big full digi-suit. It was painful, so I've stopped doing that. I don't do that anymore. Floofy Life asks, if you get a Malibu made by any other maker, who would you choose? Well, this is hard because I didn't have her as a character before a fursuit, so it's hard to imagine her done by any other maker. But I suppose I'd like to see a semi-realistic version of her done by Freakout, who are my favorite realistic and semi-realistic bird makers. I love the way that they do jaws and expressions. They're really cool. So yeah, that would be an interesting thing to see. Probably will never happen, but it would be cool. Maybe just like an alternate head or something would be interesting. I'm a Corgi asks, what's your favorite animal and why? Well, I'm pretty unoriginal, and I love dogs. I work with dogs for 3 of my jobs, and it's the best thing ever. Dogs are just great. I also love horses. I used to own a horse, and I still weekly volunteer with horses, and it's awesome. As for more out there animals, I've always loved capybaras. I did a report on them in like 1st grade, and since then I've just always loved them. They're super duper cute. Rhodey the Roadrunner asks, can I do a fan art for you? Of course you can. I love it when people do that, because it just, yeah, it's so unexpected. So I think why would anyone do that for little old me? And you guys are always so talented. I'm not much of an artist, so when I see these talented people doing stuff for me, I just get so flustered and honored. So yeah, definitely, if you want to do it, please do. And also, I just want to snuggle with you, but I'm only able to virtually. So can you please give me a virtual hug? Of course, coming right up. Okay, I hope that was good enough for now, and hopefully I'll be able to meet you at a convention someday and give you a real life hug. Arctic Furs asks, how many pets do you have? Well, I technically have 2. I have my rabbit Jasper, but he lives at my parents' house because they have more land and less roads and dogs around to bother him, so he lives out there. But I do have my cat with me here. Her name's Libra. She's very sweet, but she's a little shy, and she really hates my fursuit, so I probably won't be able to show her off, but she's my baby, and I love her. Rebecca Strong asked, what was your most embarrassing moment at a con? Well, I've only been to 1 con, so I haven't had much time to embarrass myself yet, but definitely it would be the first night at BLFC, Thursday night, at like 2 o'clock in the morning, after I had dinner at 10. I suited up in my full suit for the first time at the con, and I had my like shoulder bag with my water bottle in it, actually. This very water bottle right here. And I just headed out and was enjoying the con, and then some friends and I went into the Fursuit Headless Lounge, and I was to take my head off and finally saw that my water bottle had leaked all over my legs, and I was like very wet and gross, and I was really embarrassed, and like, what do people think? Do they think I'm just really sweaty, or that I spilled some like gross liquid all over myself, or I'm drunk and it's alcohol? I don't know what people thought, and it must have been weird for the people that hugged me, and I'm so sorry. It was just water, and this water bottle is never coming to a convention with me again. Charlie Floof asks, what's your opinion on cosplay? Do you think it's similar to fursuiting? And do you think it's cool? Do you cosplay yourself? Cosplay is awesome! And it's really cool, the people that do it. I am all for it. I do think it's probably similar to fursuiting, because you're still playing a character. What I think is harder about it is that you're playing a character someone else invented, and you have to kind of stick to the rules and the character more than you do when it's your own character, your own persona that you create, which is why it's hard for me. I don't ever want to be called a fake fan, because I don't memorize everything about a character, so I feel like it'd be hard for me to cosplay unless I knew absolutely everything about them, which is hard to memorize. So yeah, I feel like fursuiting is a lot less stressful because you're just being your own creature. But I think it's awesome for the people that do. Myself, I haven't really put any cosplays on. I did like a human version of Terezi from Homestuck, and that was very low effort. But that's probably the closest thing that I've done to an actual cosplay. Foxy Furry Fangirl asks, how good is the vision in your suit? And please notice me. Well, consider yourself noticed. The vision in Malibu is great. If you notice, she has really big eyes, and her nose slopes down as opposed to up. So I don't really have a blind spot there, and I can see about to there. So really, really good for a fursuit. Gamma from 2077 asks, what's your favorite part about being a furry? And how much has your personality changed in real life versus in fursuit versus in social media? Now, first off, why do people on Instagram have that from 2077 thing in their username? I see it pop up a lot recently, and I have no idea where it's from or what caused it, and I tried to Google it, and Google couldn't tell me, so explain, please, if you know that. And yeah, a bunch of good questions. What's your favorite part about being a furry? I love the people. Like, some of my favorite moments from VLSC, my last convention, was just sitting on the floor of the Headless Lounge and just chatting with people, because everyone is just so amazingly friendly, and you know, you don't always get that in real life, so it's awesome. Yeah, and I also just love the creativity. People are cool. You know, it's probably the lamest thing, but it's also the coolest thing. And as for personality changes, in Fursuit I'm definitely a lot bouncier, a lot happier, and a lot more outgoing, just because I'm playing the character like that. And in social media I'm pretty much the exact same. Maybe a little memeier, but pretty much just my same awkward self. Yep. And then lastly, Drawings of Mine asks, would you rather have a Pokemon or be a Pokemon? Well, I'm a pacifist, and I'm really bad at fighting, so I don't think I could manage to be a Pokemon, unless it was just like, you know, a Blissey that's with Nurse Joy or something, but I'd like to own a Pokemon and not make it fight, but just have it be my companion. I've always wanted a companion Sylveon, because Sylveon was my partner Pokemon in Pokemon X. Silky, the male Sylveon, whom I love. So I've always wanted a Sylveon as a companion pet, and it still makes me mad that I can't have one. That has to be real. I want one so bad. And that'll do it for questions. I'm sorry if yours didn't get answered. It was probably because I already answered it in someone else's question, or I'm just running out of time because I need to go to work in a minute. But this is really fun. Thank you guys so much for the support, especially on Instagram. You guys have been killing it lately. Thank you so, so much. And I'm just really happy with how far this has gone, and it brings me a lot of joy in my life. So thank you. And keep being awesome. All right, bye.